good morning. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was cutting stuff. I'm very sorry. It's very rude and disrespectful to speak like that. I apologize. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? I will show you what I was cutting. I'm cutting, oops, these pieces right here. That's what I was cutting. I was cutting them stacked with the stripology type, generic stripology ruler I've got. It's very fiddly to get those corners, but it's worth it to get them all cut at the same time. Give me just a second. My coffee is over there. Again, I apologize. You know how we get in the zone. I even have a 10-minute alarm that goes off on my phone that I dismissed, and 15 minutes went by before I knew it. How's everybody doing this morning? How was your weekend? And I'm going to go over to chat, say hello, hello, hello. Let me change my chat. Just a minute. If you don't have live chat chosen and you want to see what everybody says, choose live chat. You might miss something if you're on top chat. So, it's not letting me scroll back very far. Let's see. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says, I'm so excited to be a cool kid today. She is. And by the way, that was like first on my list. Her last video, she has a recipe on it. She has two. I'm going to try them. At least I'm going to try the pretzel one. Probably cracker one eventually. But anyway, quick, easy, snack. Check it out. Oh, did I say good morning to Melissa? Oh. Good morning, is Sylvia here. Thank you for the links. And again, I'm sorry. Melissa is on it. Melissa says, it's too cold this morning to be all organized before I left. I know. And it was dropping here. I think last time I looked, it was 27 here Fahrenheit, which is what, -3 Celsius. If I got that right, I deserve a thumbs up. Oh, I'm sorry, Melissa. Melissa says her hands are acting up, so she's getting links in early. I'm thinking maybe I have, this is probably TMI, but I might have like a bone spur in my lower back here. I think that's what causes the problem with my leg. Next year, I'm going to go see a doctor, see if they think that that's what it is. Maybe telling me that's what it isn't going to do much for it because I'm not going to have surgery. But I would like to know why I've got a knot back there that prevents me from walking. Yesterday was horrible. I don't cuss. But when I was getting up from here yesterday, I had quilted that, and then I had put some of the pieces on here because I wanted to get those together, sewn together. And I was about to cuss when I got up. It was all I could do not scream. So, and that happened twice last night before I got my muscle relaxer and my pain pill, which I don't like taking because it makes me a little bit blah the next day. But it is what it is. Oh, yesterday was 55 at Deborah's. Today is 25. Oh. I think we had 57 here yesterday. Maybe it was a little bit warmer. Right? That's exactly what I was thinking. Melissa said, with temps like that, it's a wonder we aren't all sick as dogs. I think that Lynn said a balmy 10 degrees Celsius in the UK, which is what, 42 Fahrenheit in the US? I'm telling you, if I get that right, give me a thumbs up. It's early. Okay, and I'm looking over here at my chat box, which is over here for you. Deborah's back is not happy with the changes. Nope. It's 50-ish. Okay. All right. Let's see. Since I covered Dee Dee's recipes that I am so excited about, I'm telling you, I tried to get someone to go get me ranch dressing mix, the powdered kind, you know, because we got Dollar General around the corner. I'm betting they've got it, or version of it. By the way, she tried Walmart's generic and it worked just as good. Saved her about $10. If I'm saying it wrong, she can correct me. Oh, Dee Dee says, let me know if they have it. I might go today after the live because I'm telling you, I'm dying to try that recipe. Our holiday hop is over, but if you haven't checked out Melissa, Practically Creative, Sylvia, You and Me, FPP, Dawn at My Quilt Projects, and myself's holiday hop, we did 12 days on different channels. So you've got 12 days of hopefully inspiration or sewing company, one or the other, or both. Block of the month. So far, Melissa, Sylvia, and I have talked block of the month for next year. So we are planning on the block of the month for next year. And it will be a little bit different, but it will still be in the, we give a prompt and you run with it kind of style. And I meant to get a video up of what I did with all my blocks of the month, which they went in different things. Most of them, I think, went in my color splash. Back there, you can see the house and the elephant, the giraffe. What else is up there? There's more stuff. There's like a cat. So most of them went in that. What else did I do? Oh, then down there, the turkey. Let's see, turkey, leaf, and pumpkin are going to go in this when I finish it. I still need to get that pine cone done. That's all I need to do is get the pine cone done. And then I'll have my thankful for next year fall hanger. Yes, Melissa says lots of quick, easy projects to sew for Christmas and the holiday hop. So next year's countries as the inspiration. Can't wait to see what everyone does, Melissa says. I'm glad you said that because I was just, do I say, do I not say? If Melissa says, I know. Don't want to reveal too much. People need to be surprised. But I'm actually considering doing like one block FPP and different colors for countries and stuff like that. But I don't know. I still haven't figured mine out. And it's, when are we putting those up? We did it the 15th this year. I probably should get mine done in case it's on the 1st. Melissa says, if you did catch the block of the month videos from Sylvia and me, you should go back and look at what Coleen did to catch up. Her blocks are really cute. Thank you. And actually, I'm only one down, and I may not ever get that one done, and I'm okay with that. For some reason, it's this Easter lily. I had a great idea to trapunto that, but it's still sitting in a drawer. So other things are taking priority of that one. But I was only one away, and I could do that if I really took the time to. Yes, I told Deborah. She said, I told Deborah because I talked to her offline. I told her it's a secret, though. I think it's the 15th of the month. I have to look at the guidelines again. Okay. Well, that's what I was thinking. I need to look at that. Okay. Block of the month, holiday hop, Dee Dee's recipe. I'm telling you, that recipe with ranch is just, it's got my attention. But what I am doing is, and we're going to pick the block first thing because last week I forgot, as I expected I would if I didn't do it when we first came out. I'm picking cards from Quilt Builder card deck, and I should have pinned that, but I was late today. There is a link underneath the video to our friend Angel over at Halo Creation, or Halo Inspired. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got that. Halo inspired. Last week she had them. Don't know about this week. She's a small business. That's why I'm telling you where I got this. It's a small business, and small businesses need to be frequented if we expect to keep them around. And I think we should. So check her out. Check all her stuff out. Last week's Cherub Chit Chat and Share had some beautiful inspiration quilts in it over on Halos. And Sherry, who is sometimes in the chat with us, Sherry did it was a wreath, and I'm thinking it was a Dresden style wreaths. She did two. I should write these things down. I'll remember. But all of them are pretty, but those are beautiful. You should go check them out for some more inspiration. I like Dresdens. I don't think I want to do a whole quilt of them, but with this multi-kitter, because it kind of holds the fabric, so I'm not having to readjust it all the time. When I've got my hand on it, I can put, what do I got in there? 4, 2, 4, 6. I'm doing 6 layers right now. Get a new blade if you do it. So when I hold it down, I can go through all 6 layers without it shifting on me, and it's really nice. Okay, pick a card. Pick a card, any card. I usually pick from the middle. I'm trying to get from the front, and you'll see it before I do. I was just thinking about trees this morning. That is funny. This is the Christmas tree. And that is not how I'm going to do it. Looks like they have lots of cuts in there. I don't know that I really like their Christmas tree, really. It looks like, going by this picture on the box, so I'm not showing nobody nothing. It's this one on the box. It looks like it's got a star up there peeking out at us. Oh, and next week, it's a kind of depends. I may have to do a pre-record and put it up as a premiere. I can't think what things are called. And put it up as a premiere because my husband is off next Tuesday. Putting the ones I've already used in the back. He is off next Tuesday, and you never know what he's going to do. He usually sits over there judging me. So either it's going to make me giggle more or glare more. I don't know. I don't want to glare more. It's Christmas Eve. I got all but alcohol for eggnogs. Yeah, I make non-alcoholic eggnog. It's very simple. Vanilla, sugar, milk, and eggs. Except for I'll use lactose-free milk because everybody but me is lactose intolerant. Isn't that all it is? Pretty sure that's all that I put in my eggnog. That's all my mom put in her eggnog. Giggle and glare. I know. It's true. Melissa says, that is cute. Thank you for the links again, Melissa. Oh, you're so good. I hate that your hands hurt. I know. I don't know the extent of that, but I have arthritis in my hands, and sometimes I can't close them after I've quilted or done something like micro small. Oh, just thinking about it's making my hand twitch. Okay. Thank you for that. And she says you could do all the branches as different colors. And then she said, oh no, any man who wears socks with sandals has no room to judge. Truth. I don't own any sandals. I'd probably wear them. No, I wouldn't. I went barefoot usually. Most of the year I went barefoot. Right now I got socks on. That's it. Clearly I have more on than socks. Stop it. Anyway, and then Dee Dee says giggle or glare with a bunch of laughing emojis. Melissa says they aren't terrible today. 3 instead of an 8. Pain, mobility wise, good. That's good. Okay, so this is the candle, and I've done one. We're gonna tilt. we can see everything that needs to be seen from this. Nice. This was my piece of paper. I was having pain brain is real. I was like, okay, I can see this, but I can't picture it. And I didn't have my triangles. These things, and there is a link to Amazon. I didn't use these to try to get the picture this time because I was like, oh, that's easy. I can do that. And I don't want to get up and get that box. So first I cut 6.5 inch. Then I did my seam allowance. Then I started mathing, and that was not fun. You can see I erased. Well, maybe you can't see. There's lots of erasing going on here because I forgot to include the seam allowance and all kinds of crazy things like that. I think it's just under box. I've got my dashboard up. Let's see what I put it under. I should put it under triangles. I should put it under whatever the mods are going to remember it as. It makes it easier for them. Box. Let's see. Oh, no, it's under book because I'm picking from it. Okay. No. Yeah, it's under book because I don't know why. Exclamation book will get you that. And if you need my attention, if you put exclamation, COLEEN, caps doesn't matter, no spaces, it will highlight my name in the chat for me. So I will see it better, and that will work from any device. So you don't have to worry about doing the ad and trying to get my name in. Don't worry about it. Okay, anyway, so I figured these out, but then I was seeing so many ways to do the flame part. This one I did yesterday because my mind was not going to let it go, although my hips were not happy. This one I used FPP, and I actually used this one and then just modified it a little bit so it would come out the size I wanted. I drew lines 1/4 inch in from the lines that are on there, and then I just trimmed it down to 1.5. Just a second. Yep. That's not right, actually. 2 inch. Oh, this one started at 2 inch. The papers finish at 2 inch, so this one starts at 2 inch. That way we'll have a 1.5 in there. So, and then the other way I was going to do it was take a square. I'm using different fabrics. I'm using scraps. That's why my pieces are so little. That's not how the square goes together. Let's try that again. My brain is on vacation now. Take a square and you cut it. What? Okay. There we go. Suddenly I see what I was. Take a square and you crisscross cut it. That's what I have written down in there. And I glued these. I marked my 1/4 inch with my pencil, leaving space for it. And I glued these on here. I'm going to sew them all back like this. And I'll put the other two on and do the same. And then that one we'll do a little bit different. Like I said, I did glue these. I didn't pin them. I was in enough pain. I did not need pins added to my list. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Pins hate me. Now I'm going to use the 1.8. And I'm actually using my tape. Seam tape. I'm starting with that. Let's see. 2 inch yellow square with the crisscross cut background. If you put them both on, be very careful to move that one back so you don't accidentally catch it. just do what I said not to do. I did. I barely caught it. It's okay, because I think that'll be trimmed down. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. I didn't clip my threads in between. Run away. That's what I do now. So we're going to push these back, make sure they cover the yellow. And if you want to do these sew and flip, you would use 1.5 inch squares for a sew and flip, and you could do it that way too. Oh, it's going to itch now, of course. I'm going to use my ruler. Actually, first I'm going to cut off the extra over here, which is so teeny tiny. That's why I didn't want to do a sew and flip, because that's just going to waste 2 pieces of fabric. That is just, I really think it's too tiny for anything. And this is the one that I put the cuts for. Oh, Sylvia, good afternoon. Oh, Lynn, good afternoon too. It's afternoon over there. And I'm just going to trim these down to the 2 inches because I'm a little bit over. When I did this yesterday, and I kept it, it was almost going to go in the trash. I kept it so you could see how bad I did this yesterday. I may do it badly again today. I say, okay, I'm going to go back to the FPP. That's all I'm losing. This was yesterday's. That is not. Can you see the difference in that and that? Now I do have, using the FPP, I do have an 1/8 here instead of it touching my green, which is fine. You know, candles are different. They don't burn the same, so I'm not worried about the candles so much like that. This one, I can't live with that. I cannot live with that. Good morning, Fern. I'm sorry if I missed you. Oh, no, there you are. Good morning. Sylvia says, hubby's gone to collect the new TV because theirs was acting up. Okay, now that I've got those two on, I drew the 1/4 inch on here because it helps me see. Hopefully it does better for me today than it did yesterday. Now this corner, if you put it on your mat and you line up your corners right there, and then this one you can eyeball to line up with that line. Moving it down. And how do I know when to stop? My pencil line is right here on the outside of that raw edge, and the inside, I might show you. Light, you're not helping at all. Give me a second, may go dark. Okay, now you can see it. The pencil line is right on this, on this side. Now I did that yesterday and it didn't work. So it turned out wonky. It's supposed to work. I'm not entirely sure what I did wrong yesterday. And basically you sew from that valley to this one. And I'm calling the valley where the little V is right there. And this side right here, how can I show that? That one just makes me angry. I'll show you after I sew it. off a little bit at the end. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to go back over that. That's probably what I did with the other ones. This one right here, this side, that light. It thinks it's helpful. It's not. This side right here will be where your seam tape is. The red line on your seam tape, if you're using seam tape, will be right there in that valley and right here in this valley. If you're using your 1/4 inch foot, your 1/4 inch will just be lined up on this side. I don't know if that's terribly helpful, but I'm not going to say it works for me until I get one done. This is already looking better. I really have no idea what came over me yesterday. So I'm going to line it up on my mat because I can see better that way. One and a half inch sewn flips will work here. That's not straight. Yeah, I'm going to be fiddly because I was really upset about yesterday's. And now I'm moving things. Quit that. Center line. Okay. I think we have it. This is lined up here. These two are even there. See, if I wasn't doing this on a live, I would just glue all of them down exactly right and then come over here and sew them. Glue them from here maybe. Sylvia has been putting up some amazing FPPs, and she has on her community page some polls that she's going to be putting up to figure out what you as a viewer like. That's how it was supposed to work yesterday. Not that. Not that. Okay, that one's gone. That's how it's supposed to work. And when you fold them back, they should just cover the yellow. If it's more, it's fine. If it's less, I would fudge it and keep going. Cutting off 1/4 inch away from that. Most people, I think, probably use scissors to do that. One, you don't want to see my hands shake like that. And two, because my hands shake, I don't do a steady cut. Press these back. Thank you, Fern. Oh. Now Sylvia is getting on the links. Good job. And then this square is just 2 inches. It should be. So you can if you go corner to corner at your 1 inch mark for the yellow piece inside, that is the middle. And these cuts are easy. And that's all I lost. Again, I don't know what happened to me yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was pain. I make very bad choices when I'm in pain. That's why when you're frustrated or in pain, you should not do patterns or anything like that. Oh, there we go. That's not the right side. And then, so you do that 3 times. I'm going to show you another way with this. This is a 1.5. Yes, this is a 1.5 inch square. And all I'm going to do, I thought this out well yesterday. And this is a 1.5 inch strip. Put right sides together. I'm using a batik and a tone on tone, so both are fun to try to find the right side. the batik, just a little bit brighter side. And I'm going to put this over a 1/4 inch a little bit. Sew that onto there. That's just another way to do the corner. Figure out what works for you, and that's what you should do. 1/4 inch. I like batiks for FPP, especially because they are so easy to press. I'm going to put this right at my 1.5 inch on both sides. That side was wonky. Probably where I'm going to trim away. I'm going to go around this just like that with this 1.5 inch piece. This is a little bit wasteful, but it'll get you there. And if you want to use scraps, if you enjoy using scraps and crumbs, especially, FPP is amazing. That was unfortunate. Just doing a 1/4 inch on that side. I push my machine around. Oh, let's see. Melissa's and okay, this is just song provoking, Melissa. She says, sorry, I got caught by the neighbor when I let the dogs out. She wanted to ask a question. But her and Deborah both say that they hold them under the sewing machine light to see which side is right, which is a great tip. I usually have enough light over here I can see, but occasionally, I don't know why I trimmed that right there. I didn't need to yet. Occasionally, that does not work. Right sides together. And like I said, this is going to be wasteful, so don't freak out yet. I think with FPP, I can use teeny tiny pieces too. When I did the FPP for that one over there, even over here, for this one over here, this was just a 1.5 inch strip, or actually, yeah, this was just a 1.5 inch strip that I used. So if you have a, I think they call them honey buns at that quarter shop, which is 1.5 inch strips. I've never got one of those. I'm thinking I should get one of those just because I like to do the small stuff and they are already cut. And you can check out an entire line that way. I didn't want to go too small with this strip. And I'm just going to take this. I just grabbed a strip that I had. So I'm going to center this one. As long as it's over a 1/4 inch on either side, this one's going to be fine when I trim it down. In theory, I say it a lot. Because I don't know until I do it. So we did like a log cabin or a pineapple, I guess, without any papers, just made a square. Okay. All kinds of strings attached. Come on. Oh, I missed something. When gotta find a snack. Been busy, that thing we don't talk about all morning. Sylvia, do you have a piece of rubber mat or yoga mat? Oh, probably for under the machine. This is a packaging foam that came with a computer. It's 1/2 inch thick. It works really well. I can't remember why I changed to that. I had other foam under it. Just shelving, shelf liners. That's what I had under here. It works great. Oh, I remember what it was when the shelf liner stopped over here and I didn't have any more of it. So when I was cutting, it was causing a dip and my blade would miss. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay. After you have it like this, you would, now you want it 2 inch. So you put your 1 inch, I'm telling you that light. Get away from it. So you put your 1 inch line here and here, and then you're going to move your 1/4 inch line right here where that 1 inch down there. Okay. So, and you want the 1/4 inch also over here. So I've got the 1/4 inch on that corner, 1/4 inch on this corner, and the 1 inch line down the center. At least that's what I intended to do. We'll see how it comes out. So by looking at this, I think I could have used like a 1 inch strips. Like I said, this way is wasteful, but it can be done like this. If you don't have FPP paper, then when I turn it, all I have to do is line up my 2 inch here and 2 inch there, and these will automatically be where I want them, and cut those off. So these are big enough for me to reuse, probably an FPP, maybe not that one. There's another one over here. So I'll hang on to them because you never know. I can use them for things like, man, me and that light are going to have a discussion later. It's either too dark or too light. I'm not winning today. But these over here, you can save them for things like that. And those things I showed you earlier, these right here, these are the cutoffs from them. I save all of those because they are great. I used them last week. Was it last week I used them? When did I use them? Nope, it wasn't last week. Anyway, I have used them and other things. Could sew them together and just make a piece of fabric that way. So now we have this one at 2 inch too. I'm going to put them together. The next thing I'm going to do is assemble this way. This one I've already done because I had to see how that was going to work. So I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to take over my green piece, which is, I think, 2 by 3.5 in the cut list. I'm going to line up my edge here and here. Really, it's 3 sides. I'm trying to line up both those and this. You know what? If it's not perfectly lined up, I kind of split the difference. Get me a couple threads over here, a couple threads over there, and quilt the tar out of it. And I did the same thing with this one. It's a floating flame, which is fine. You're still going to have that. And then I'm going to put this one over this one. I'm going to chain piece this time because I'm also going to turn this one down and do a 1/4 inch on those tops. That's the right side. That is the right side. Deborah says she uses rubber shelf liner under her featherweight. She likes to run away. I wonder if that would have saved my bread maker. Years ago, I had 2 bread makers, and I used them both all the time at the same time. Many years ago, before we moved into this house, I had one walk off. Walked right off because I wasn't paying attention like I should. Whoops, I was going to chain piece that, wasn't I? That's all right. It's all right. Just wasting thread, that's all. You know, there's people who don't have thread, and I'm over here wasting it. I think I was just the roll lady everywhere because I made so many rolls all the time. Anything there was a function, you're bringing your rolls, right? At church, they called me the roll lady. I had one of the older ladies ask me one time, I was making mac and cheese. It was, what do they call that in the summertime that they do? Bible school is what it's called. And if you're not Christian, that's fine. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm telling you about me. Yeah, I had this stripe, and you'll see it's a little bit sideways. I only had like a strip that big, so I put my ruler on it, and I turned it until I could get the full 5-inch from it, from here to here. I thought that was great. But anyway, making a big batch of mac and cheese there in the kitchen, and the one lady, she says, "Did you taste it? It had salt and pepper?" And I was like, "Nope. I don't taste things when I cook. That's probably why I'm not a good cook." So, let's see. These should all be 6.5 inches from here to here. And judging by my center strips, they are. See how I fussy cutted that? I had one that I messed up. I cut too small. It said, I think it said joy. This one almost said Mary. Oh, anyway. I'm going to go from this side to this side. Line up that edge. Put a clip on there, put a pin in it, glue it, make sure you're getting the right side. And that's when I learned that I don't like tasting food as I go along. I was like, it tastes fine without salt and pepper to me. Tell my husband, I think that's why he likes to cook. He likes food. I'm fine with food, but to me, food is not my friend. It's a necessity. Yeah, I'm gonna press. Why didn't I chain? I'm not chain piecing anything today. This one wants to go to this side. Normally I'd try to force it that way, but I'm just not in the mood to force things. So I'm gonna leave it to the side it wants to turn. But you know what? I'm gonna change that because I didn't do it right. And I want to do more at a time, so you guys aren't here for hours. And now I think it's Nirvana does the song All Apologies. I'm not cutting my threads this time. I'm turning this down to slower. I don't know why I had the speed up so high because 1, my accuracy is better. 2, it's quieter. Put them down where I picked them up. So this one will, I want that one. Yeah, I think it's safe to put that one to the center too. Normally with a light, I would try to press that way. Make sure that you have like this right here. I need to trim the green off because that's going to show right through. And I apologize for missing things in chat. Let's see, now I need light back. I'm trimming that back so I get the colored piece out of there. And when you do FPP, you can use as little as an 1/8 seam allowance. So that's kind of my rule. If I can do an 1/8 and get that off, I will. I love this block. And I'm going to flip these over this one. Line up that background piece. This piece. Lined up right there. And on both edges, right sides together. Always right sides, pretty side together. I'm holding onto my threads with this hand. That's what it's doing over there. This is supposed to. Because I'm not using leaders and enders, which is a couple pieces of fabric that go before and after. Make sure your threads aren't soaked. Soaked isn't the word. Sucked in. I'm kind of doing the block placement as I go along for these. What block I want where. It's not, I haven't figured that out because I don't know what block I'm doing. Except I need more blocks. I should shut that one off. Didn't even use it. Irresponsible. So here it is. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not saying it's beautiful because I made it. I'm just saying it's a beautiful block to me. Don't anybody think I'm being a little bit stuck on myself there. This is Stay Flow mixed with water. There is a different starch underneath the video that you can check out. And this bottle should be underneath the video. I wrote on it with a pen that's supposed to write on rocks. It's ripped off. I mix it with water. I probably have about this much Stay Flow with the water because I don't like the heavy starch. One day that could change. And I decided I need the heavy starch. But that's all that is. Get all these seams. I am stunned at how well my seams are looking doing these lately. I'm going to give that a little tug right there to prevent the pleating underneath. Oh, I think I got some trimming to do. Moment, please. Let's see. Somebody said yum, so somebody was talking about food. Oh, cornbread and beans and tater soup. I had tater soup yesterday. We're all on the same brain wave when it comes to that. And I moved this so I can get to it without stretching. It should be 6.5. I think you can see from there. This right here goes, nah, maybe not. Let's see if I can turn it so you can't. No, you can't see it, so let's not point out that it's a little bit wonky right there. Start with your 1 up in this corner. Oh, this is much bigger than it's supposed to be. Okay. I'm going to go 1/4. I've got it right this way, but I've got a 1/2 inch too far this way. So that's okay, because I'm going to put my 1/4 inch mark right here. See if I can get it down. I do need to line those up. Do I have any seams that are straight on this? Okay, that one is. And that's why this isn't 6.5 inches, because my seams are not straight, I imagine. There we go. That side straight. Let's see. Yep. Look at my seams. That one's wonky. That one is the one that we trimmed, so I can't really judge yet. This one could actually go in more. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. Anyway, I'm going to take that one in more because I have quite a ways until I get to my intersection, right? Right? Now you can see the intersection. I should sew right to that intersection. So this is going to make the candles different. That's okay too. It doesn't bother me. I will redo the math and see where I went sideways though. Looks like it'll work. Using the edge of my presser foot to change this line. And I've just sewn a little bit over from where I was. I don't know if you can see one. It's not a big difference, except for right up here. That's a pretty good difference. Yeah, there. Now you can see both lines. I press to the sides. I don't press open, so that's not going to affect. I don't have to rip the other one out because of that. And I'm okay with that. If you're not okay with that, take it out and redo it. Now both of those are touching. All right. I am not great, but I am good enough. Still have to take off quite a bit. So my thought is these could have been a 1/4 inch less. I was very close to what was on the picture though. Wonky all over the place. I'll get back in chat. Oh. Don't come on the floor. I don't need that today. So I was a little bit off. And like I said, I will redo the math. So I think maybe these are both a 1/4 inch too big, which would make this 1 3/4 and 1 3/4, which is actually what I had written down the first time, which would make these 1 3/4 squares. But this one would stay the same. Okay. Going to make chicken noodle soup now. Deborah said. That sounds good, Deborah. Do you make your own noodles? Melissa asked. Nope. Use Amish wide noodles. I like those. Potato soup does sound good, Fern says. We are awful. We will enable in fabric, in patterns, in food. We don't care. We're not picky. I do know that this one with the vintage setting from 3-yard quilts, I'm going to put it together like this. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that, even though I'm just out of time. And thank you for the compliments. Where's my mouse? Let's see if I can scroll back really fast because I don't want to stay on here much longer. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia said, loving how flat those seams lay now. Thank you. And I am sure everybody here knows because you've been doing this longer than I have. Practice, practice, practice. And I ain't taking it out to redo it most of the time if I don't have to. Deborah says, Coleen, that is so cute. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, we replaced my stove last week. Range doesn't burn everything. Yes, Lynn, and you got what you want in your soup. Exactly. And Lynn says, yes, no nasties. I make the most basic tater soup, and I like it. It's how my mom made it. Okay. Back to the, some people don't have thread, and I'm wasting it. Melissa says, there are kids starving in Africa, and you won't eat your lima beans? From her mother. She said, I always wondered how eating my lima beans would help those kids. And Deborah says, ooh, lima beans. Sylvia said, why did your mom come out with that stuff? Mine did same. All moms did that. All moms did that. You don't like spinach? There's kids that would give anything for spinach. Good. Give it to them. I'm terrible. Okay, I'm going to put one of these from the vintage setting on the bottom of this one. It just helps me stay a little bit more on track when I'm over there putting it together. If I do it as I go, instead of waiting like I did some of them. And I'm lining up this side and this side. Trying to. See, now I moved the light and I can't see again. And scroll back down. And trim that off because I should have lined that up right there. As you can see, I didn't. And it's not going to make a difference. A very small difference. Let's say that. It might make a very small difference. For myself, I'm okay with it. Got that off so it doesn't peek through. I don't think it would have peeked through the gray. So I got this one sewn to the bottom. I really like all these blocks. And if I didn't do the random block picking thing, I probably never would have gotten to making them. Now I'm going to put this one on this side, which is just pretty sized together. Now, the Fabric Cafe's vintage quilt is for panels. It works perfect for these blocks. So it's made for 6 inches. I don't have a setting for 12 inches. I bet they have plenty of 12-inch blocks for 12 inches. This one could be adjusted easily. So if you got this pattern, you could easily adjust it for 12. I think I would just, I don't know. I think I'd adjust the length and not the width of these though. Double check, make sure I put that on the right side. And now I'm going to pull that one back so it's lines up. And I can nest the seams over here. Which I've shown before what nesting seams is. I think just about everything I do because You can tell I had an issue with that. All right. I still need to work on my 1/4 inch. That is clear from my blocks. But I'm not doing too bad. I like figuring out these blocks without looking at their directions, and that is how I do it. My brain likes the extra work. It's just nuts. I'm going to give this a quick press, and then we're going to be done. I'll look at the chat. I appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate the new subscribers. If you like my videos, my shorts, my lives, whatever, please leave a thumbs up if you do nothing else. And same for my friends. Go visit my moderators, my friends, give them some sub love. I like how those turned out skinnier because I cut them off. These two, I like that look. They were equal in the card deck though. So there is my block ready to get that light off of it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm always apologizing. And it was a pretty quick block. I think we did it in, what, 30, 45 minutes without this. And here we go. And the 6 and the 12 inch is in PDF, and it's the cutting instructions, so you'll have to follow this. And I don't know that it's great, but yeah, it's free. It's free. And I'm going to scroll down and look. I have most of the word love still. I'm going to scroll down, check out the chat.